Tonight, hot and windy conditions create dangerous fire conditions, and a Port Pirie hotel redevelopment gets council approval.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Emergency services were kept busy today, with 3 grass fires igniting across our region. Strong wind gusts and scorching temperatures fanned the flames, but crews were quick to get ahead of the fires.
The blackened land were moments before a fire had ignited in Tinderbox scrubland, crews mopping up and monitoring any hotspots after a frightening hour. It's understood a dry lightning strike sparked the blaze on a farming property south of Cummins. 50 firefighters backed up by 10 farm units and 2 water bombers from Adelaide battled the blaze.
It's the first one for the year, so the elevated winds and the amount of lightning that was coming across as well. So that was the big trigger that things weren't going to be very nice with the lightning strikes.
It didn't take long until another blaze ignited, this time at Duck Ponds.
Somebody that had done a pile burn of old trees, branches, and didn't extinguish it yesterday prior to a total fire ban. And naturally, with the strong winds, what happened? It took off.
Tomorrow marks a year since the devastating Duck Ponds bushfire. Residents urged to remain vigilant.
And once we start getting into the real summer months, probably another 3 to 4 weeks down when everything starts drying out properly, then we'll be back to looking at some interesting fire behaviour, I'd say, if something does happen.
Meanwhile, at Stirling North, a grass fire also burned in the searing heat. CFS crews bringing the blaze under control before it threatened properties. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Today's dangerous fire conditions were driven by hot and windy weather, which is also lashing the rest of our region. Temperatures reaching the high 30s in Port Augusta, Whyalla, Port Pirie and Port Lincoln. The Bureau of Meteorology issuing a severe weather warning for thunderstorms and damaging winds across the Eyre and York Peninsulas.
As with any thunderstorm, severe or not, lightning certainly may start some fires as well. So some pretty serious conditions right across the Eyre Peninsula. Cooler conditions are expected to reach us tomorrow morning. South Australian Treasurer Rob Lucas has handed down the first state budget since the coronavirus pandemic hit in March. COVID having a significant impact on the government's finances, with budget documents full of red ink. The deficit will reach $2.59 billion, while debt will soar past $33 billion. A surplus isn't expected until 2023. Investment in infrastructure will be boosted in a bid to jumpstart the economy. We will have a full review of how the budget impacts our region in tomorrow night's bulletin. Port Pirie's federal hotel owners are breathing a sigh of relief, with some of their renovation plans receiving council's tick of approval. It follows weeks of community support rallying behind the small business owners.
It's all smiles for these publicans. Good news for some small business owners following their hard work.
Council has retrospectively approved the development, both in a planning and a building mode for the front of the hotel that we've been doing and plan to do.
It follows months of waiting with the community backing support.
Over 2,200 signatures of some form. So I was so happy. There were 35 individual letters and yeah, we were overwhelmed by a lot of it.
That's great news. It's wonderful to get the support from the community.
Despite welcoming support, they say it's been wasted energy that could have been focused into fixing the space.
For the person who made the complaint to simply give us a phone call with their concerns, a lot of financial and mental headaches could have been alleviated.
Port Pirie Council did not provide a statement before deadline, however previously said it's working through the processes. For now, they'll continue to transform the historic hotel with hopes to fix the watchtower, fearing if nothing is done, it may be no more.
We've been here for 5 years and it's been leaking long before that. The effects of that water damage has now become apparent and it's become quite a pressing issue.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Curate Your Own Film Festival will visit Whyalla, with the Middleback Arts Centre screening 4 of this year's entries. One of them, created by former local and current Fringe director Heather Kroll, tells the story of her father.
It's that time of the year again for local movie buffs.
We're having the Curate Your Own Film Festival with the Adelaide Film Festival next week, and our films just got confirmed, so they're about to go on sale.
Michael Hughes, chosen to be one of this year's curators, spent 4 days watching a range of films in Adelaide. She then chose 4 lucky ones to bring back to the Still City for locals to enjoy.
3 of the 4 are Australian made and 2 of the 4 are made in Adelaide, so that's really exciting.
One of the 4, created by a previous Whyalla local, Heather Kroll, tells the story of her late father and the work he did within the community.
Great content that we're showing on screen, especially Heather Kroll's piece, which is about obviously Dr. Kroll. It'll be amazing to have a really full house for that one, along with Heather attending and doing a Q&A.
Her film screening here next Thursday will kick off the festival with tickets on sale tomorrow. And it's not the only exciting news for the film industry across the region, with Michael also recently winning a $10,000 grant to run Whyalla's very own independent film festival for a 3rd year in a row.
The funding is for use from January 2021 onwards, so we're looking at launching our filmmaking competition in January and running some workshops over Unearth.
These workshops set to be held in Port Lincoln and surrounding towns as well. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, real estate prices rebounding in the Upper Spencer Gulf, and NAIDOC Week activities continue across the region. Welcome back. A 27-year-old man will face court in January over a number of driving-related offences. Just after 8:30 on Sunday night, Kadina police detected the man travelling 163 in a 100 zone near Pascaville. The man also allegedly returned a blood alcohol reading of 0.175, more than 3 times the legal limit. He was also charged with failing to provide his international driver's licence. He also lost his licence on the spot for 12 months. New figures from realestate.com.au shows properties in Whyalla, Port Augusta and Port Pirie are in high demand. The data reveals regional house prices have seen a major increase over the past 5 years. Property values are now up by on average 18.1% compared to the same time last year. Whyalla showing the greatest increase on the back of billionaire Sanjeev Gupta's investment plans for the local steelworks. The Port Pirie community is recognising NAIDOC Week, with numerous events taking place throughout the city. Performing artist Elaine Crombie today hosted children at the local library for a Dreamtime storytelling event.
Storytelling, recognition and celebration.
Have kids hear these kind of stories. Some of these stories are dreaming stories. Hear the stories and create a story in their minds.
Port Pirie's very own movie star reading books from Aboriginal authors at the local library.
So for today and tomorrow I'm going to be reading stories from 10 o'clock, 10 till 11 for the little ones or whoever's at home hanging out. Could be for the big ones as well.
She views NAIDOC Week as an important time for teaching and learning.
Resistance, storytelling, truth-telling, reminding people that we live on stolen land and sovereignty was never ceded.
Of course, what the theme is about always was, always will be Aboriginal land, and I think it's very clear and evident.
A flag-raising ceremony helped start the week with a number of other events planned.
So for Country Arts SA, we have already kicked off a few of our events. So we have the Nunga Screen, which was viewed last night by several of the community members, which was amazing to see.
And if you missed out today, there's another chance to get involved tomorrow.
These deadly books. Come on down everyone, and just hang out.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Port Augusta community group aiming to create a positive impact in the city is seeking a sense of identity. 3 pieces of art have been put forward as a potential logo, with the group asking locals to help select a design.
Representing a community group through pieces of art. Connected Beginnings Port Augusta is calling on the community to help create their own identity.
We are looking for a logo and a name, but we need the community's involvement and the participation around the artwork is so crucial as we select a logo for the community.
What's really important, if community are going to own this initiative, this project, there needs to be some local artwork by local artists that sort of capture what Connected Beginnings means to the community.
Each piece of art customised with its own meaning, telling a visual story of new Connected Beginnings.
I think what's really important is artwork says a lot more than words sometimes, and it means a lot more, and particularly to community, it says so much.
The group aiming to leave a positive, lasting impact within the community.
We believe that as we, as a program, seek to step out and do more work within the community, we want to be transparent, we want to support the community as in every way we can.
Residents are encouraged to be a part of the process.
We want the community to really own Connected Beginnings. It is their project, it's their possibility, it's their opportunity, not ours, and we're here to serve them.
Voting can be made at their Facebook page or in person at One Community Together. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us, we meet the graduates from a Whyalla pre-kindy program. And the Christmas spirit comes to Port Augusta, with a hotel display now up and running. It was all smiles in Whyalla last night, with a group of local children graduating from a specialised class. The Hippie program, otherwise known as the Home Interaction Program for Parents and Youngsters, prepares children for school.
Putting on their little graduation hats and fixing their capes, it was an exciting night for these hippie students.
This is a culmination of a 2-year journey for these parents here today and their children. So they started when their children were 4. Enrolling into the program, and they've been working really hard together in the activity packs that we've provided to them.
It's a home-based program for parents and youngsters, helping the children prepare for their first years of schooling.
It's a specialised program, so we are funded by the Brotherhood of St Lawrence, and then we, as United Country SA, are the providers for the delivery of the program.
One by one, the children made their way up the stage to collect their medals and prize packs, with proud parents watching on from the crowd. It was a sense of achievement for all involved, including this year's tutors, with the medals bringing smiles to many of the children's faces.
It is really exciting to see them get to this point.
I'm really excited to finishing.
It was also a double celebration, with the program celebrating its 10th year, assisting a multitude of Whyalla children over the years.
Hippie school was amazing.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
There is still 47 sleeps until Christmas, but a Port Augusta pub is sharing the festive cheer. With local Christmas events cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they've added a creative touch to their premises. Katrina Musson has more.
In its 21st year, the Commonwealth Hotel has transformed into a Christmas wonderland for the whole community to enjoy. While the display was meant to have its final appearance last year, the pub's owners couldn't help but cancel their retirement plans.
This year, with everything that happened with 2020 and pageants being cancelled and that, we decided to do it for another year.
Taking just 5 hours to create, Tanya says many hands make its installation light work.
Each year it's got a bit bigger, so it's a family affair putting it up.
From Santa's cave to a life-size gingerbread house, they say it's the perfect photo opportunity.
Used to have some of that stuff out here in the dining area, but when I accumulated even more, we decided to make that a feature.
And there is plenty for the whole family to enjoy.
It's somewhere that the kids can come and get a bit of Christmas spirit, and the adults alone as well. So,
residents are encouraged to bring the family and celebrate the joy of Christmas.
So far it's been a hit. We've had heaps of kids in, so heaps of people in to see it already, which has been good.
The display will be up until New Year's. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Great stuff. To sport now, and Tasman remain undefeated in Port Lincoln cricket after a narrow win over Lincoln South. Batting first, last year's minor premiers cracked 200, with George Wilkes leading the charge. Here's Nathan Rector with the weekend wrap.
Batting first, Tasmans were keen to make a big score in their match against Lincoln South on Saturday, an opening partnership of 78 playing, helping them pass 200. A stunning 96 from George Wilkes, helping Tasman set a target of 217 for their opponents. 94 from Craig Reedy, which included 11 fours and 3 sixes, gave Lincoln South a fighting chance. However, with no partnership lasting longer than 69 runs, they fell short by 32 runs, with Tasman bowling them out. In the other matches, Charlton cruised to a win over a struggling Todd River, while 5 for 19 from Ryan Siebert helped Southern Air to win over Waybacks. Going around the region now, and in Whyalla, North Whyalla were too strong for Rapina in an 8-wicket win, while 76 from Scott Collison helped Central Whyalla record a 66-run victory over West Whyalla. In Port Pirie, an Oliver Cosme half-century guided Southport to victory over Props, while Wandura were too strong for Port Germain, winning by 7 wickets with around 5 overs to spare. In Port Augusta, 2 close results occurred. Central Stirling recorded a 20-run win over Quorn, while South Augusta edged past West Augusta, defeating their rivals by 30 runs. To Northern Areas cricket now, where Spalding cruised to victory, Orroroo had a 9-wicket win over Bundaleer. Wilmington Melrose recorded a 5-wicket win over Bollaroo, while centuries from openers Sam Matty and Bo Wool helped Borough to a 79-run win. The two also combining for a 175-run first-wicket partnership. And finally, across the border in Broken Hill, West held off Central, and blistering 144 from Tobias Hack helped North to a thumping win over South. That's all for cricket this week. Our experts will preview the weekend's action on Friday, and we'll be back next week with all the latest scores from across the region.
Stay with us after the break. Alex Sykes will join us with the latest weather details. That's coming up next. Hello again. Time to take a look at what's happening in the weather across the region tomorrow. With all the details, here's Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John. It was very hot throughout the region with a chance of developing storms this evening. From 3 p.m. today, Port Augusta very hot with storms developing a top of 39 degrees. Whyalla had similar conditions, a degree cooler with a max of 38. Woodner had the region's top temperature of 42 degrees. Cooper Pedy very hot with a chance of storms and 38, mostly sunny in Broken Hill and 35 degrees. Port Pirie very hot also with a chance of storms and 37. Kadina showers and storms developing with 39 the top. Similar conditions in Adelaide with 37 degrees. Cloud over eastern and southeastern SA with a weak trough causing a few showers with the odd storm in the northeast. Cloud in the northwest near a trough is not yet producing rain. Clear skies elsewhere under a weakening ridge of high pressure. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. North to northwesterly reaching up to 30 knots. Seas at 1.5 to 2 metres. South to southwesterly swell 1 metre. Port Lincoln, chance of early shower and storm 23. Cleve, windy, partly cloudy day, expected to reach a top of 26. Woodner, windy conditions and some cloud around and 25. Whyalla, clear skies and 30 degrees. Port Augusta will be warm and sunny with 32 and mainly fine in Kadina and 27. Port Pirie, sunny day with a max of 31. Clare, mostly sunny and 26. And Broken Hill, some showers and possible storm with the mercury reaching 35 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, looks like it'll be cloudy with a few showers on Thursday. Cooper Pedy mostly fine and 28. Same conditions in Broken Hill and 27. Port Augusta a degree cooler. Whyalla and Kadina will both be overcast with tops of 22, 23 and cloudy in Port Pirie, and showers for Port Lincoln and Adelaide both 19. Mostly fine throughout the region on Friday with mild to warm temperatures. Cooper Pedy sunny a max of 30. Mostly fine in Port Augusta with 26 the top. Partly cloudy and 34 in Woodner. Mostly fine for Whyalla and Kadina. A chance of showers and 19 for Adelaide. Conditions clearing for the weekend. Cooper Pedy 38 on Saturday. Sunny in Broken Hill 29, 35 in Port Augusta. Warm and sunny in Woodner with 37 degrees. And Adelaide will be mostly sunny, set to reach a top of 27 degrees. And that's all the weather from me tonight. It's back to you, John.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Until then, from the team, enjoy your evening. Good night.